Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Ulan Gaming, and I'm bringing you this video to tell you everything you need to know about Sentinels, how they function, why I think they need a buff, and exactly how their aura boost works, as well as their various cards. Uh, so, we will be starting with just talking about the Sentinel as a whole. It is a musketeer unit that costs 60 food and 40 coin and 2 population, which is very cheap for a 2 population unit, but a little bit more expensive than your average musketeer, which is unfortunate when he has the exact same base attack, HP, and resistance as a normal musketeer. He has less than normal siege attack compared to a musketeer, and far higher than normal hand attack. So hand attack is actually where you get the most benefit out of these guys, having 18 attack at 1.5 speed as opposed to their 23 attack at 3 speed, which is kind of weird. Sentinels are basically a melee unit. Sentinels are basically a melee unit with a range attack, and that's something I think that people are going to have to get used to with the Sentinels. But they are pretty nice. They are a little bit faster than a normal Musketeer, 4.25. This makes them the second fastest musketeer after the Ashigaru. Only you can get advanced arsenal as Malta to increase their movement speed to 4.6 something or other. Which would make them which would make them one of the fastest musketeers in the game, assuming you're only getting drumming beats. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about their properties. They can build outposts, which is really nice. They can use they have the defender aura, which is what we're going to talk about a lot today. Which is the unit is stronger near own and allied buildings. Now, it specifically says in their description that they fight stronger near buildings, and then it says especially fortifications. And I have tested this out. So when we are fighting near a normal building, okay, let me grab a settler here and just build a house right on top of it. All right, when we have a building right on top of them, they get a 7% bonus, which with their base stats means 11 HP and 1 attack for pretty much all types. However, when they are by any building that has the fortification tag, you see type C stealth building frontier fortification. Anytime they're near a building that has the fortification tag, this includes outposts, it includes commanderies, it includes fixed guns. They get a plus 15% boost instead of 10. And that also applies to when they're standing near a town center, even though town centers do not have the frontier fortification tag. They still get their full 15% boost. And when they have the boost, they will have this logo around their feet right here. When they have their full 15% boost, they'll have this aura logo around their feet. It'll sometimes disappear when they move, but it's there. It is there. With this, our base Sentinels, without any cards boosting their HP, have 172 HP and 26 attack. That is a 15% boost right there. The problem, this is pretty good stats for an Age 2 Musketeer. I find that the problem with them more so lies in the fact that that's all they have going for them. And when you look at these stats, like a 1-pop Ashigaru has the same attack and 2 less HP. A 1-pop Sepoy has the same attack and 8 more HP, and the Ashigaru have more movement speed. So they really don't compete versus the Asian Musketeer units, and they don't compete versus carded Musketeer units either. So one thing that is nice, however, is that the aura boost, the aura boost that they get is in fact an aura boost and not a stat boost. This means that the 15% is applied onto their current stats, as opposed to this means that their aura boost is applied to their current stats rather than just the base stats. And I can prove this. So, Sentinels gain 22 HP from their 15% aura boost from a town center, right? Now, if I give them a 20% boost from veteran status, it'll give them 30 extra HP, right? So if the aura were to be base stat based, then this would go from saying plus 22 to plus 52. But if it's aura-based, it'll go to saying plus 22 to plus 54, 55, something like that. And this should go from... If it's aura, again, if it's aura-based, it'll go to higher than 52. And there it goes. It got 57. So that means the aura is giving them an additional 5 HP that they didn't have before. And that's kind of just how the Sentinel rolls. Now, we also tested to see if the Frontier bonus could stack against with multiple buildings of the same type that they would normally get boosts from. Unfortunately, as you can see, it does not. However, you'll also notice that we didn't lose our stats at any points on the walk over here, which means the range on the aura is quite generous. It's probably about the same as the Wignacourt one. I built a commandery and a fixed gun just to show you that these ones too do in fact boost the Sentinels. So you can see they're not losing any HP right here by the commandery. And we'll go to the far side of the fixed gun, and you'll see that they still won't lose any HP or attack from that. So they actually have quite a bit of wiggle room when it comes to fighting near fortifications. However, they do have some interesting interactions with walls. And that is to say that they actually get 0 benefit from walls. As you can see, we go near a wall and away from our fixed gun, and they are legit back down to their base stats. They don't get any benefit from walls, which kind of synergizes weird, considering they have a card right here that it supposedly improves the attack and range of nearby Sentinels when they're by a wall. So let's send this card, and we'll see how much it boosts, and it's not great. I'll tell you that much right now. Alright, our card just came in. We have an additional 3 HP just from the card being sent, so don't get fooled by that. That's a stat boost, but as you can see, we are standing near a wall. Okay, hold on. I think we have to go away from it and then come back in order to actually see the boost from it. Okay, so we are back. I kind of figured it out. The card that bases off walls, that gives them an extra attack and hit points around, sorry, extra attack and range around walls, only applies the boost when there are at least how many segments did you have? 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, like 7. It needed at least like 10 lengths of walls right here. This 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It needed like 8 to 9 fixes of walls before it would actually allow it for the boost, which is not great. Ideally, it would just be like 1, but I suppose then there would be nothing stopping you from spamming 5 like wall pillars around the entire map and just boosting them constantly. But as for the wonderful bonus that they get, from walls includes 1 range and an attack, and some kind of attack aura so small it only increases them from 27 to 28, which means it's got to be like 5% or something incredibly small like that, which is not great. This aura boost is definitely not worth it. It would be worth it if it gave them like 4 or 5 range, but the problem is that if you're fighting near walls, you often don't have much wiggle room, which means you can't take advantage of your range boost anyways. And on top of that, you need to be fighting relatively close to a fortification in order to gain their actual real benefit. So you need to kind of be in this... Yeah, and look how small the range is for the wall upgrade. Right now, they don't actually have it. They don't have their range upgrade from the walls. There it is, there it is. So the walls have a very small aura around them, and the fixed gun... You need to be in the middle of a good chunk of them. And the fixed gun is far over here, which means you're very, very restricted in where you can get this very mediocre and not worth it boost. And that's kind of what this is over here for, is to show that you need to be near a fortification and walls in order to seek the benefit, although in hindsight, I don't actually think this is enough walls to trigger their attack boost. their attack range boost. Yeah, it's not. So the Sentinels have this card here that's not great for them. It's got this card here that is great for them, admittedly. But overall, they have the stats of a one-pop Musketeer, of a good one-pop Musketeer, but at the cost of 2 population, and not good enough to fight any real Musketeer civs. So if they had, like, 30% extra bases, you know, if they had, like, the same bases of a Sepoy with, like, 180 HP and 26 attack, then I'd actually be okay with them costing 2 pop, because their aura boost is pretty strong. 15% aura boost is pretty strong if you choose to build around it, and they have a combat card going as on top of that. So the Sentinels really just need that tiniest little boost to be good, but right now I don't see it. I don't see it at all. So that's going to pretty much do it for today, ladies and gentlemen. There is one more thing I wanted to note about. I already made a post on this for the Reddit, but as you can see, so as you can see, by design, gunpowder depots cannot be deleted. They can't really be deleted. They just kind of explode, you know. And so you can't really delete them without exploding them. The problem is that this also applies to all the foundations, but they don't have the option to explode. So you can't delete foundations. This is just a little bug I want to get out there for all my Malta homies. If you place a depot, be very careful that you place it in a place where you can actually build it. Because if you have to leave it, then that's 100 resources that you're leaving on the ground right here that you can't delete the foundation of to get back, which is a bit of a problem. Their foundations, at the very least, should be readable. But that's all I'm going to talk about for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and goodbye. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This was, as ever, a ton of fun to make. If you enjoyed the video, please do consider subscribing. It really helps the channel out, and have a great day.